1212. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday. You're watching the 9 at Night. I'm Stephania Jimenez. Tonight, an alleged affair, bloody evidence, and photos, all of those topics coming up in a pretrial hearing for an Air Force major accused of killing his wife. The Andre McDonald trial has yet to officially begin, and now the defense is trying to get key evidence in the case thrown out. Our Erica Hernandez has more.
I was very worried.
A close friend of Andreen McDonald, Carol Ganbar, taking the stand during a pre-trial hearing to talk about the moments she found out her friend hadn't shown up to work on March 1st, 2019. Andreen McDonald's husband, Andre McDonald, is charged with her murder, and while a jury has been selected for his trial, the defense filing a motion to have some key evidence thrown out.
We noticed on the light switch there was some blood and hair.
When you saw that, what were you thinking?
I was thinking Adrienne's dead.
Ganbar says blood was found inside the master bathroom after she entered the home when nobody answered. All of this relevant as the defense is trying to show that Ganbar went into the property and took photos inside without permission, and also that Bexar County Sheriff deputies didn't have permission to search the home. But the prosecution argued that Andreen's mom, who lived at the home, as well gave BCSO permission.
When the police had arrived, was it okay by you that the deputies came in to talk to you and look at what you had seen? But was it okay that, did you invite the officers in, or was it okay that they came inside?
Yes.
It was okay by you?
Yes.
It was also revealed that Andreen McDonald may have been having an affair with a man in Jamaica and had visited him right before her alleged murder.
You were aware that your daughter was having a relationship with a man in Jamaica at this time, correct?
Yes.
Ultimately, 399th District Court Judge Frank Castro will make the decision whether to allow this evidence or not allow this evidence to be presented in front of a jury. And speaking of a jury, they will be here on Monday. That is when opening arguments are expected to begin. At the Kidder Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
At least 2 people died after being hit by drivers in 2 separate crashes. The first one happened in Universal City around 3 o'clock this morning. We now know the woman who was killed was 51 years old. And according to investigators, as many as 5 cars either hit or ran her over while she was crossing a dark stretch of FM 78 in Universal City. We're told that at least 2 drivers stayed at the scene to help. Universal City police say that the other drivers may not have realized who or even what they hit. Now, about 4 hours later, around 7 o'clock this morning, a man was hit while crossing South W.W. White Road. In this case, San Antonio police say the driver did not stop to help, so they're looking for that person. For now, all they know is that he or she was driving an SUV. Today, Bexar County medical examiners clarified information about one of the people who was found shot to death at a northeast side motel. Now, originally, San Antonio police told us the victims were 2 young women, but now the medical examiner is saying it was a man and a woman. They haven't released their names, but said both of them were 19. They were found dead inside of a room at the Travel Lodge on I-35 near Seguin Road. SAPD is now looking for witnesses and video to find out what happened. The San Antonio political campaigning season has officially started. The filing period for spots on San Antonio's May 6th ballot began this morning. Candidates, both new and familiar, went to City Hall a little after 8 o'clock this morning. Now, most of those races are expected to have an incumbent council member running in them, but District 7 is for sure wide open after Councilwoman Ana Sandoval announced her resignation yesterday.
I had some idea that this was happening before the announcement, but even before that, I was on the fence in terms of timing. It was either going to be this time or next time, and this made the decision pretty clear after that.
Serving as a public servant has always been a passion of mine, so I've always been thinking about how I could serve best locally, at the local level, because I really feel that's where change happens.
Now, candidates have through February 17th to file, so just about a month. You know, it felt like springtime today, but now let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. Meteorologist Adam Caskey has your forecast.
A lot of sunshine tomorrow, but a bit of a chill in the air to start the day. 7 a.m. we're at 40 degrees. However, we do warm quickly. By noon, 65 and sunny. Then by the afternoon, we top out at 71 degrees. That's here in San Antonio, a few degrees warmer farther south of town. By Friday and this weekend, high temperatures dip back into the 60s, mid to upper 60s that is. And our next chance of rain comes Saturday morning. But right now, we're not too optimistic we'll see much. Just a 30% chance, so limited coverage and very light accumulations. And then by Saturday afternoon, I actually think we'll have a decent amount of sunshine. Another shot at a few showers by Monday night.
Still holding on to that 30%. All right, so you know this. Inflation is affecting everyone, but there are signs that relief is on the way. The U.S. Producer Price Index declined by 5% last month. Now, economists are saying they're paying close attention to that because it's a good thing, because that index measures prices that sellers pay for goods before they actually reach us, the consumers. So usually it's a pretty good way to predict inflation, and those new numbers may not make much of a difference when it comes to how much you're paying for food right now, but it's a sign, just a sign, that inflation might turn around. Speaking of food, food poisoning affects millions of people every year, but finding the source of the contamination, that's not easy. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz has information on a new plan to find the sources so that what you eat is safer.
Elliot Weiler will never forget the time he had salmonella food poisoning.
It just really kind of like knocks you out in a way that, at least for me, had never happened before.
Every year, about 48 million Americans get sick from bacteria and viruses in their food. Now the Food and Drug Administration is trying to reduce that number with its food traceability rule. It covers food through its entire supply chain.
This new record-keeping process is going to mean that everyone who touches the food, from the grower who grows it to the supermarket that sells it or the restaurant that serves it, is going to have to keep track of the food in the exact same way.
That means assigning a code to foods more prone to contamination, like soft cheeses, eggs, leafy greens, nut butters, and tomatoes, so they can be tracked more efficiently.
In some cases, this new rule may make it even easier for food to be identified as potentially harmful before it even hits the market and gets into the hands of consumers.
Meat and poultry are not included because they're regulated by the USDA, not the FDA. Consumer Reports says the plan isn't perfect, but it helps.
Right now, record keeping of this type is incomplete and inconsistent. So this will standardize everything, and it will make it easier for people to follow the food back.
The new rule goes into effect in 3 years.
If it could prevent future cases of food poisoning, that's a win-win for everybody.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Before we go, you got to see this. As you know, lots of people are talking about how expensive eggs have gotten, and that social media post also getting lots of attention over a large egg that was laid by one hen in Somerset. Michelle Villanueva posted these photos to a community Facebook page, and the caption read, "Check out what my chicken did this morning. I'm thinking it's a double yolk." Bidding starts at $5 for the dinosaur egg. Now, of course, people right away took to the comments to crack some jokes. One person wrote, quote, "I'll trade an '89 Honda for it." Yeah, I really do want to know, though, if she cracked it open and 2 yolks came out. It's fascinating. All right. Well, we're out of time. The 9 at Night returns tomorrow. Have a beautiful night. We'll see you then.